whether it's Thailand, Indonesia, Malaysia or Singapore, there is nothing quite like Southeast Asian football. Welcome to Jakarta Casual Weekly, bringing you the best football news and action in the region every week. Alright, let's start off with Indonesia as usual, and not a whole lot happening at the moment, to be honest with you. Fallout from the game against Bahrain, which they lost 2-0. The players are reportedly, or some of the players reportedly, not happy with the coach Wim Riesenberg, and Wim apparently has gone back to the Netherlands and he's been evaluated. This is a great term that they have over here. The club owners or the FA or whatever, they would evaluate the coach's performance. Wim's performance isn't that good, really. They lost 3-0 in Iran and they lost 2-0 at home to Bahrain, effectively putting them out the World Cup. Unless they can turn that goal difference around, that's going to be difficult, though. So there has been talk about Alfred Riedel coming back, but to be fair, Wim's not left. The players have been having a bit of wine, apparently, and complaining about his methods, apparently. Of course, one of the players, one of their careers is always a moot point, not a whole lot. Other attention about the World Cup game concerned, apart from the lack of striking ability and the lack of playmaking and putting Boas out wide on the wrong flank, I will start that again, refer to the incidents of flare throwing and bottle throwing. Obviously, we don't like to see that kind of stuff in football, but there's also the booing of the Bahraini national anthem when the teams come on the pitch. Yeah. We've seen it all around the world. Welcome to Jakarta, boys. The Bahrainis, of course, walked off the field with about 10-15 minutes to go. They were a bit upset by all the flares and fireworks that had been thrown off on the field, and they thought they'd been thrown at them, which may be a fair point. I've got to say, there's absolutely no security involved at all. You could just walk in the stadium carrying anything you wanted, really. Nobody really cared. And, of course, once you're in the stadium, it's easy to walk around the stadium, climb over fences and sit where you want. There's a total lack of any meaningful kind of crowd control. And so, you know, when you have no crowd control, you're going to have things like this. What I would add is the same thing happened when Indonesia played Kuwait in the Asian Cup game maybe 2 years ago. The same end. You know, it's the same end where the visiting team, their players go and warm up behind the goal towards the end of the second half or during the first half or whatever. You know, there's a pattern there. We know it happens. We know where it's going to happen. You know, at the other end, it doesn't happen. At this one end, it happens. So, you know, there's no reason for there not being, you know, no action to be taken. They know where it's going to happen and know what they're going to do. Do something about it. Because at the moment, AFC, the Asian Football Confederation, they're starting to talk tough about it, and they're starting to talk about taking action, which could mean a fine of up to $1 million or playing games behind closed doors. When Indonesia have pulled in over 80,000 to the last 4 home games, you see how much money, you know, see what it means to the FA finances to keep playing the home games. They've got to sort this out. They can't just have fans throwing flares on the pitch all the time. You know, it's something that needs to be addressed, and hopefully they'll sort something about it soon. Alright, moving on to Malaysia, where of course there's no World Cup football. All they've got to look forward to is the Olympic Games, the SEA Games, and the AFF Cup again next year. That's all they've got to look forward to. Excuse me. Safi Salih's back in the news, and this time he's been offered a trial with Cardiff City. This follows days of speculation when Queen's Park Rangers were talking about offering a trial. The link between Cardiff City, Queen's Park Rangers and Malaysia? Malaysian owners, you've got it. So whether or not Neil Warnock or who's the guy down at Cardiff, Malky, whatever his bloody name is, whether they're aware of the situation that their chairman are out there trying to get one of Malaysia's top players along is a moot point. You know, whether they would agree to him joining the club is also a moot point, and even whether or not the FA would give the guy a work permit is also another point that has its mootness about it, shall we say. So, you know, let's face it, it's about these two guys boosting their image, boosting their own profile back in their home country. What I like about the fact that Malaysia has two Malaysians are owning football clubs in England is wouldn't it be great if foreigners could buy football clubs in Malaysia? Wouldn't that be nice? Eh? While Safi then looks forward to a couple of weeks on the Welsh Riviera, there was a small matter though, the Malaysian Cup, which is still going on. And the second round of fixtures were over the weekend. These are the results. Kedah 1, Sabah 2. That was a shock, wasn't it? Perak 2, Johor 1. Terengganu 3, Selangor PKNS 2. Negeri Sembilan 5, Sime Darby 0. Kelantan 2, Johor FC 1. Felda United 1, Sarawak 0. Selangor 2, The Police 0. And Kuala Lumpur 2, T-Team, the wonderfully named T-Team 1. So after 2 rounds of fixtures so far, the top 2 in each group, Perak and Sabah are at the top in Group A, Negeri Sembilan and Terengganu are the top in Group B, in Group C it's Kelantan and Felda United, and in Group D KL are top and Selangor are second. More games tomorrow night. Leaders Perak plays Kedah, first against second in Group B, Negeri Sembilan against Terengganu. Sembilan have so far scored 7 goals in their opening 2 games. Terengganu have scored 6 goals in their opening 2 games, so that's got 0-0 written all over it, isn't it? Sime Darby take on Selangor PKNS tomorrow. Johor FC host Kelantan. Bit of a road trip for them. Sarawak play Felda United over in Sarawak. T-Team hosts Selangor, and PDRM are hosting The Police. Or perhaps not, because I think Group D's fixtures are kind of been chopped and changed a little bit. Anyway, that's the Malaysian Cup for you for now. And now let's move to the best league in Southeast Asia. Yep, it's the S League, and get this for a result. Home United 0, Albirex Niigata 4. I'll say that again, I like saying that. Home United 0, Albirex Niigata 4. You may remember Alberex's last away game. They won 7-2 against those Frenchies, those Froggies. So they're a bit of a roll at the moment, aren't they, Albirex? Okay, Frederick Mendy was absent for Home United, but Home United had pretty much been cantering the league, and that's an impressive, incredible result for Albirex. And it really does lay out the option, this possibility. Can Albirex win the league? Maybe up until recently we focused mainly on Home United and Tampines Rovers. But Albirex have scored 65 goals in 25 games this season. This is in 8 games they've scored more than 5 goals. This was only 4, very disappointing for them. I hope the management gave them hell. And if they do win the league, remember they already won the League Cup. If they win the league, that could mean that 5 out of the last 6 Singapore trophies have been won by foreign clubs. We don't know what's going to happen to the Singapore club, we'll look at that later, but 5 foreign teams if Albirex win the league. No, you win the league by playing good football, and that's what they've done. They're playing really good football, rattling goals for fun. Apart from when I go to see them, of course, and it's a Geylang United 1, Albirex 0, and most people fell asleep. Anyway, the other game of the weekend, Safsa against Woodlands Wellington. Used to be a nice, tasty atmosphere at this one. I remember going to a game once at Woodlands, and there was a loudspeaker announcement saying, would the Safsa fans please stay behind after the game while we clear the home fans away from the front car park. That brought back some memories from England, that did. It was funny as whatever. Anyway, Safsa 7, Woodlands 0. The Rams now conceded 70 goals in their 25 this season. That's some bloody record. That's almost 25. That's almost 3 goals a game conceding. That's some bloody record. Indra Daud Sadan scored his 5th goal of the season. Pretty slow season for him. Fazrul Nawaz scored again, and Aisoki and Mislav Karaglad scored a couple as well. So no, you can never really count out Safsa. They've got all the experience and everything, but I think the 6 defeats is going to hurt them when we come down to the crunch. And it probably is between Home United, Tampines, and Albirex. But Albirex to win the league. Ooh, interesting, huh? Interesting. Like I said, the most exciting league in Southeast Asia. It's a shame that S-League and the FA are doing nothing at all to promote it. You know, both these games had less than 1,000 people, and out of that, of course, only 10 or 20% buy the tickets. So, you know, the players are doing their bit, the coaches are doing their bit. Where's the support from head office? Hey? 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 And we're going to finish up in Thailand. All things are pretty quiet in the Thai Premier League. Just 3 games on the Sunday. This is them Konkan 1, Samut Songkram 2. Pattaya United 0, TTM 1, and Thai Port 0, Osot Spa 0. Good result for the Smokers, I guess, in Pattaya. Samut Songkram made the long journey to the northeast and got a result. Thai Port, I guess they always were going to struggle once the coach and 3 of the best players have moved to Buriram. So, but let's hope this next weekend a bit more action in the Thai Premier League as well. Also, of course, we've got the AFC Cup coming up soon. So keep things here for Jakarta Casual the weekly. What was I say? Oh yeah, any comments, any feedback, any ideas, any suggestions? JakartaCasual@yahoo.com. JakartaCasual@yahoo.com. I got a few last time. Most of them revolved around trying to speak a bit bloody slowly. One guy said I got a Geordie accent. What's all that about, son? Geordie? Me? You having a laugh, yeah? Geordie? Yeah, man. All right. Until next week, I think that is your bloody lot.